I just got back from Port Aransas, and I can't stop thinking about the salty vibes and sun-soaked memories from the Texas coast. Port Aransas is such a unique beach town. It's a place where family traditions unfold naturally, like surfing with my daughter, and beauty lies both in island views and the unhurried moments between adventures, like parasailing with the entire family. One visit and you'll see why generations of Texans have anchored their traditions to the island life. Start your new favorite family traditions in Port Aransas, Texas. Go to visitportaransas.com and plan your trip to Houston's beach. Downtown Houston is setting the stage for the World Cup, and bold upgrades to public spaces are already in motion, especially along Main Street. The sidewalks are getting a major glow up with more shade, more space, and more of what you love. And Houston-owned small businesses are still open and serving up all the downtown magic. From morning coffee runs and happy hour hangouts to late night vibes, these local gems are powering through construction to keep the city buzzing. So grab your crew and meet me on Main Street, because the transformation is happening now and your support means everything. Today on CityCast Houston, our barbecue scene has become one of the best in the state. In fact, 8 local spots made Texas Monthly's list of the top 50 barbecue joints. So to help you enjoy the best barbecue this holiday week and all summer long, I'm playing back my conversation with co-owner and pitmaster Patrick Feges of Feges BBQ. It's Wednesday, July 2nd. I'm Raheel Ramzanali, and here's what Houston's talking about. Patrick, welcome into CityCast Houston. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Man, I'm doing great. I'm so pumped to talk to you. You know everything about the Houston barbecue scene. So let's start what we're known for here in Texas, which is brisket. Before we get our recommendation on where we should go get a brisket, tell me, what exactly is brisket? Like on the cow, where is the brisket?
So brisket is technically like equal to like the chicken breast.
Okay.
Right? So it's like the pectoral muscle of the cow, on their front legs. And so that's why it's so tough and has so much like intermuscular fat, is because it gets a lot of movement, throughout the cow's life.
Gotcha. So they don't miss chest day, basically. That's why it's so tough.
No. And there's only 2 of them per cow, too. So that's kind of what's driving up the price.
So, Patrick, let's go with a brisket we need to try, like the best brisket.
Dude, it's got to be Truth. If we're doing Houston area, it's got to be Truth Barbecue. I mean, they're kind of the cream of the crop of this city.
What makes their brisket so good?
I'm trying to figure that out myself. I don't know. They just do everything perfectly. It's perfectly cooked every time I go there. It's moist all the way through. They just do a really, really good job. Corkscrew also does a really good job. They're a little bit hidden because they're up there in Old Town Spring, but their brisket has been great for over a decade.
Those are 2 spots that are award-winning spots, by the way. Like really, really, really good. If you just search it, they keep winning so many awards, it's hard for us to keep up, but those are great recommendations.
Yeah, they do it the right way.
Okay, let's go to pork ribs. Where should we go to get pork ribs?
Truth crushes their ribs. Reed does a great job. Pinkerton's does a really good job. They do that candy paint rib that's just really, really well done. And I'm going to go with Gallons because they do the baby back ribs. And that's one of my favorite things to get at Gallons is those ribs.
What's the difference on the ribs there?
So baby back is higher up, closer to the spine, less fat, a little bit harder to cook, I think. Whereas most people are doing spare ribs, which is the bottom part of the rib, and you're getting more into like the rib cage. So there's a lot more fat down there, kind of bumping up against the pork belly. And we all know pork belly is great. So those are a little bit more forgiving and easier to cook. I don't like messing around with baby backs. They're too finicky for me.
Sausage is something that truly we're known for and defines our state. And there's so many different sausages around the city that we need to try. But give me some recommendations of the best sausage.
I mean, I think Tejas is known and has gotten a lot of mileage out of their chili relleno sausage, which might be one of the best sausages out there. Up in Tomball, a little bit closer to town, Blood Brothers is always doing some really cool sausages. They've been doing it for a while too. And so it's always fun to go check them out.
How would you describe the taste of both of the recommendations that you just mentioned with the sausages?
Well, I mean, that chili relleno is just like it tastes like a chili relleno, but in
Yeah.
sausage form. And the Blood Brothers, I mean, they got that mac and sleazy where they have macaroni noodles in the sausage. It's just like, it's fun.
Yeah.
I believe they do a boudin sometimes too. I can't describe the taste of Blood Brothers because they're changing up their sausages so often. So it's just like kind of flavor of the month.
How hard is that to continuously redefine like what you're going to put in there, try that out, make sure it cooks perfectly, and then have it ready to serve on a mass scale? How hard is that?
Our sausage program was like the last thing we were able to get going. It's kind of akin to baking, very scientific, precise measurements. Something I kind of struggled with myself. And so when I see these guys putting out, I don't know how much time they're putting into each sausage before as far as like R&D, but when they pump out all these different sausages, it's pretty impressive.
Let's go to poultry now. And I've always contended that when I go to a barbecue restaurant, I'm not ordering chicken or turkey, but a lot of people are, and a lot of pitmasters are doing a great job with them. So with that in mind, convert me, okay? Where am I going to get some good chicken?
Well, this is the tough part because, I mean, when I go to a barbecue restaurant, I'm not getting chicken either. Uh, but I will say Bar A Barbecue in Montgomery, we're going to claim that as Houston because it's close enough.
Yeah.
They're crushing it right now, and he's cooking his chicken over direct heat and might be the only one in Houston doing it that way. So it's coming out really, really well.
How about turkey? Who has a really good turkey we need to try?
I'm going back to Montgomery, baby. Bar A Barbecue, their turkey's great. I mean, it's super juicy. It's super peppery. They're not cooking that direct heat, but they're doing a phenomenal job. We get compliments on our turkey all the time. I tell people we just don't hammer it. I think people, when they cook turkey for Thanksgiving, they tend to overcook it at home, whereas we're cooking it every day, so we're comfortable with it. And so it's brined breast, so it's juicy, and you just don't overcook it and just treat it well, and it'll come out well.
On the chicken, how hard is that cooking it over direct heat as opposed to just slow and low and letting that chicken take its time?
Well, we don't really like cooking the chicken low and slow. Like even here at the restaurant, we kind of turn the temp up a little bit on the smoker. I think chicken wants to be cooked a little bit hotter.
Okay.
It tends to dry out a little bit the longer it takes to cook. So that direct heat, I mean, the thing that you're fighting with is maybe char in the skin or the bird. But if you're watching it and you've got it down, it's just like we've all grilled chicken on the grill in our backyard, right? It's just doing that at volume. If you do it enough times, you'll get it figured out.
Nice. Okay, now we're going to go to non-staples, okay? So this could be anything, pulled pork, beef ribs, any other thing that you've tried where you're like, you guys need to try this because it's not something that you're going to traditionally order here in the Houston barbecue scene. I'll give you the option to give as many recommendations on this one because I know you have a ton.
I mean, the pork belly from Regal's is really good. I know the pork belly that he's buying, and it's really good, high quality pork belly. And he's been doing that for a while. And then I'm going to go with rib tips from Ray's because not everyone likes rib tips, but I think rib tips are great. They're kind of like the pork version of burnt ends. And what that is you got the spare ribs, and then you have the cartilage where it kind of meets in the rib cage, and all that cartilage, you cut that off and cook it, and then those are the rib tips. So you cut them up into bite-sized pieces. We've tried it at the restaurant. I thought we did a really good job, but it doesn't sell really well. But Ray's is the only place I know that has it on the menu consistently, and it's really good. Other than that, I mean, you got to go whole hog, right? Feges BBQ does whole hog.
Yeah.
We're one of the few places that do it every day, Carolina style, just a little bit different. If you need a break from brisket, I think we do a really good job with that.
Tell me more about that because it's an item that we don't see on many menus around the city, and it takes a lot of work.
It does take a lot of work. It takes about as long as a brisket, honestly. But you're cooking, instead of the brisket, you're cooking two muscles. You're cooking the whole pig at the same time. So you got to cook all these different muscles to have them all finish at the same time, which is a little difficult, and you got to kind of manipulate the heat source a little bit. And it's also direct heat cooking, so there's a fire risk involved because you've got pork fat dripping on coals. Almost every whole hog cooker in the Carolinas have caught on fire, including Sam Jones, who is a fire chief. So it's just like, it's a matter of when, not if. But it's a really fun challenge. I've cooked tens of thousands of brisket in my lifetime. So cooking whole hog is just a new challenge. And you see other guys starting to do it now too. Pinkertons, Truth, Blood Brothers just did a pig roast over the weekend. And so it's just kind of like a fun reset for us to get away from just like constantly picking apart our briskets to try and get better.
I love that. Looking for a getaway that's equal parts relaxation and adventure? Then it's time to choose your chill at Margaritaville Lake Resort, Lake Conroe, Houston. Right now, you can pick from 3 amazing offers to match your perfect escape, like stay longer and save more. That means more time to unwind and enjoy everything Margaritaville has to offer, like my favorite, hanging out by the resort-style pool with a cold drink. And if you're looking for a weekday retreat, Margaritaville Lake Resort has you covered. Book a weekday stay and score a $50 credit to use on spa treatments, dining, and more at the resort. And for our everyday heroes like nurses, teachers, first responders, and military personnel, you can relax lakeside with a special $99 heroes rate. No matter how you chill, there's a deal with your name on it. And it's all just an easy 1-hour drive north of Houston. So what are you waiting for? Head to Margaritaville Resort, LakeConroe.com and choose your chill today.
This episode is brought to you by Starbucks. Smooth, bright, deliciously crafted. Introducing Starbucks Sansera Blend, their smoothest, brightest coffee yet. It's a new kind of light roast, one that's packed with so much flavor, it shines no matter how you brew it. So go ahead and try it hot, iced, black, or with a splash of creamer. Visit athome.starbucks.com/Sansera-blend-coffee to bring Starbucks Sansera Blend home.
Okay, one of the things about Houston is that we do a lot of fusion foods, okay? And this is in barbecue, this is when it comes to Vietnamese food, everything, right? And we have a lot of spots to pick from that do a lot of cool fusion items in the barbecue scene. Give me a couple that we need to try.
Well, Blood Brothers, been doing it for a while. You know, their Asian infusion is great. They do what the gochujang burn-ins are fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Brisket fried rice. I'm going to go south a little bit. Harlem Road Barbecue. Aria is, I believe, Armenian. You see a lot of like Eastern European, Middle Eastern flavors in what he does. I know he puts sumac in his brisket rub. So he does a lot of cool stuff with that. Koi Barbecue is crushing the whole Vietnamese, Texas barbecue. He does a great job with that. And even with when he does whole hog, I mean, his mop sauce is like fish sauce. And so he's doing a really good job blending the two. And I know he's not currently doing barbecue right now, but he will pop back up eventually. But JQ's doing the Tex-Mex barbecue. I mean, JQ kind of was like the forefront of that birria taco craze. And his food is so good. If we can get him cooking on a regular basis, we'd all be better for it.
Okay, Patrick, speaking of sauce, first of all, do you put barbecue sauce on any of your barbecue when you're eating at these restaurants? And if you are, who has a good sauce that we need to try?
Yeah, so, okay, there's that adage, good barbecue doesn't need sauce, right?
Yeah.
We're at the point now, all these pitmasters are trying to give you the full experience. Why our sides have gotten better, our desserts have gotten better. So all the sauces, especially here, are designed to enhance the meat. You go to a steakhouse, it comes with sauce, right? But it's a $60 steak. So we don't serve it with sauce on it. I think we're past those days. No one's trying to hide anything. But all the sauces we're all putting on the table was created to enhance the meal, if that makes sense. That's why we have 4 sauces on the table. I'll take a bite without the sauce and then I'll eat it with the sauce because I'm a sauce person. I love sauces. I love making sauces throughout my culinary career. It's just always something I've been into. Who has the best sauce? Oh, man, that's kind of tough. I kind of want to say us. I mean, our Alabama white sauce, you put that on chicken and turkey, and it is like, it just elevates it so much, and it's so good. I know Pinkertons is doing some really cool stuff with their pulled pork. that he's pulling out of the competition game that is really, really good.
I'm so glad y'all are doing an Alabama white sauce because that I haven't found that anywhere else. And I always see it. I haven't tried it yet in person, like in Alabama, because I haven't stopped in Alabama to eat. Usually when I'm driving through Alabama, it's to get to Georgia. So I'm like, I want to make good time. But
Yeah.
I love the Alabama white sauce. It's so good. And this brings me to my next question because that one was hard. Wait till I ask you this one. I don't know how you're going to do this one, but when it comes to best sides, there are so many good sides to pick from across all of the barbecue restaurants here in the city. I'll give you the option to pick 3 of them. Good luck. What are you picking?
Okay, I'm going to start out with our fried Brussels sprouts tossed in homemade ponzu. You see Brussels sprouts all over barbecue menus now, but we were the first.
You were.
That's been our number one side since day one when we opened over 6 years ago. Another one I'm going to go with is Famous Barbecue over near like Sawyer Yards. They do this smoked, then breaded and fried cauliflower that they toss in barbecue sauce. So it's almost like a fried cauliflower burn-in, and it is really good. It's one of my favorite things to get there. And then a third side, probably the either the carrot souffle from Tejas or the tater tot casserole from Truth.
Oh,
because who doesn't like tater tot casserole?
That casserole is so good, man.
Yeah.
So good. It's just, you would think it's just overwhelming, but it's actually very well balanced.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, I could eat tater tot casserole all day long, especially when it's cold out. There's like, throw some brisket on there. There's nothing better.
All right. As we're wrapping up this perfect meal from all of these great recommendations, everybody knows this. My sweet tooth is legendary. I need a good dessert. Give me a dessert we need to try at one of the restaurants.
Oh, I'm going bread pudding, Killen's.
Oh,
Killen's barbecue. All the desserts there are great, but that bread pudding, I know how he makes it because I worked there, and it is so rich and decadent. And I mean, and then also like his carrot cake is really one of the best carrot cakes ever. But that bread pudding is just like, I could eat that all day long. I did for a year.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Patrick, thank you so much for everything you do for the Houston culinary scene. You're always out and about trying new stuff, and you're doing a great job at Feges BBQ. We appreciate it, and thank you for joining us, man. I hope to have you back on here soon.
Thanks. No, I appreciate being on here. I mean, I followed your career for a while too, so I'm happy. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, man. That was Patrick Feges. You can find all of his recommendations in our show notes. Hey, come talk barbecue with me and the entire CityCast Houston team next week in person at our 713 day pre-party on Thursday, July 10th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at St. Arnold Brewing. This event is free, but please RSVP with the link in our show notes, and everybody who attends will be entered to win a 2-night stay at Margaritaville Lake Resort, Lake Conroe. This is going to be so much fun, so come hang out with us, and I can't wait to see you there. Now, help us grow the show by sharing this episode with 3 of your friends who love barbecue, and drop us a rating and review wherever you listen. Want more Houston news, food recs, events, and more? Subscribe to our daily newsletter, Hey Houston, with the link in our show notes. Thanks. That will do it for this week here on CityCast Houston. Our producers this week were Natalia Aldana, Noah Snyderman, and Carleon Jones. Our newsletter editors this week were Natalia Aldana and Brooke Lewis. Our executive producer is Laura Isensee, and I'm your host, Raheel Ramzanali. Our music is by the band All the Kimonos, with additional music courtesy of Carl Christensen and White Noise Maker from Triple Scoop Music via Getty Images. We're off tomorrow, but we'll be back with a fun episode on Friday featuring me and all of my fellow hosts across the CityCast network, where we try to plan a summer trip. That will do it for today. I'm Raheel Ramzanali. Thank you for listening, and let's go eat some barbecue.
Yeah, well, I wrote 2 down. I got my notes down here. I keep cheating.